All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of All Elite with Keeks. I know people are going to start chiming in a little bit during the show. I am here with a special guest, and he is grilling. He got the barbecue grill going. It's a beautiful day in Dallas, in Texas, so we outside.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
is Brother Soon. You might, an up and comer. I saw that he had a Twitch account as well. So, Brother
Yes,
Soon,
ma'am.
introduce yourself to everybody, to the audience.
Alrighty. I am Brother Soon. I am a Twitch streamer. I am a wrestling podcaster with my boys, and I also do a little bit of basketball stuff on the side. I'm a coach as well. So,
And he barbecuing. What you got on the grill?
yeah.
You got to tell everybody what you
Uh,
got going.
we got a couple steaks and a couple wings. Can't lose the recipes right now. So,
Steaks and wings, y'all. Get y'all plate, okay?
come on now. Get you a plate. Get you a plate. Room for everyone. Room for everyone.
Right. And we in the same city, y'all. He in Dallas. I'm in Dallas.
Come
We in the
on.
same city. So, hey,
Come on now.
wrestling, it
All
links
love.
up people together. All
All
love.
love.
Okay. We're here on another episode today. We're going to review Dynamite, Collision, Rampage. Of course, I will go over ROH, just give you updates on the winners and losers and who had matches, women business, and of course the main topic, which is we are in the Swerve Strickland era in AEW. Before we get started, I do want to send my condolences to the family and friends of Terry off of We Love Wrestling. He did pass last week, and I want to send my condolences out. You know, personal, business aside, we wasn't on the best of foot, but I do have the highmost respect for him for what he done in the indie wrestling scene. A major, major important factor in indie wrestling. So I do want to send my condolences out. I do appreciate him when he was here. He did send me flowers when I lost my sister. So I do appreciate him for that. And so I want to reach out and give my prayers to you guys. I did pray for you guys at church when I went to church yesterday. So I want to start off by saying that. So condolences to him. I did see a lot of people release blue balloons via timeline. That was beautiful, beautiful moment. Seeing everybody come together. Whether we hate each other or not, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was all love, showing love. So I do want to say that before I start this show off. Okay. Let's get into it. Put your blue hearts in the chat. Put your blue hearts in the chat. Even if you didn't know them, just put your blue hearts in the chat. I'm a respectful person. I get it. And grieving is not easy. So take it a day at a time. It's no time limit when it comes to grieving. Don't let nobody tell you, you know what I'm saying, how you should grieve. Just make sure you grieve healthy. You don't want to do it unhealthy. It will drive you crazy. Trust me, I know. So that's what all I want to say, okay? So let's start. Yeah, so let's start with Dynamite and Collision. So we're gonna start it off for Dynamite. It was a lot of opening scenes on Dynamite, so we'll get through that first. Jack Perry ends up arriving with Young Bucks and also Okada. We also had Trip Beretta. He attacks Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was about to come out to have a sit down face to face with Trip Beretta. And it led to Chuck Taylor challenging Trent to a street fight on Rampage. So we had that going on. And then also for Collision's opening, we had, Swerve issued out a promo. And, he was just congratulating, just saying a lot of history was made. We in the Dynasty era. And he's feeling very, cheerful. And if anybody wants to challenge him for the belt, they could challenge him. And then, Claudio ends up coming out and challenging Swerve for the title. But let's backtrack to Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. And like I told everybody on the show, it's going to be a major non-title feud between the two, between Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. I do love the pace that they're doing that. What do you think so far, Brother Soon, with Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy?
This has been a long time coming because they've been together since the first Double or Nothing, or even before that, right? So it's
before.
been a minute. It's been a minute brewing for this split. Which turn. I'm surprised it was Trent though. I honestly thought it would have been Chuck. I thought Chuck would have been the one to turn, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Uh, I need more of it, and AEW kind of really needs like a mid card heel right now. Um, I think Trent's probably a good one right now.
Pretty much everybody's been looking for some type of change with the best friends. So it adds
Hmm.
a better layer of dynamic to that faction. And I was actually shocked that Chuck Taylor was going to choose Orange Cassidy. I thought he was just going to double cross Orange Cassidy and join Trent, but it's another great layer to it because now people are speculating that it's going to be Chris Statlander that's going to choose Trent Beretta
Mm.
eventually. So that's something to look forward to. You never know. Um, the first matches that happened on Dynamite and also Collision. On Dynamite, it was Swerve Strickland versus Kyle Fletcher. That was the opening, and then on Collision, it was for the Unified World Trios Championship match. It was the Bang Bang Gang, which was JY and the Guns versus Top Flight, Dante and Darius, and Action Andrade. So two great openers for two great shows. What did you think about Swerve versus Kyle Fletcher first?
That I love. I don't know about like you, but personally, I love world champion opener matches. I think that
Yes.
it just kind of. I think this is. I think he's starting to pick up the I don't know how to say it, but like this trend of having opener matches be title matches, I think we should continue doing, and I love that it builds layers and it builds I guess like stat. AEW is very big on win loss records. Now again, I think having that kind of standard makes
Mm-hmm.
for a better product and the Dynasty era. I think it just makes sense. So overall, I love that match. I love Kyle Fletcher's performance. He looks like $1 million. So.
Yes, and he's very young too, so he's definitely like
Hmm.
future. He's another future in wrestling, and his performance is like he's gaining confidence each time, and then him being ROH World TV Champion that also helps to the development in ROH. If you guys watch ROH, I do timely or whatever. But yeah, so it was a great opener, and I do agree with what you're saying. He's starting it off. Um, I know people was upset, like, why is he wrestling and not giving a promo? He just won the belt. Like, I mean, it's AEW. He wants to be a fighting champion. That's what he's been saying for
Hmm.
the longest. That's what
Hmm.
that's why this title is real grabs or go home. Like
Yeah.
he's popping it off. Like
If
we are
if you
here to
can't cook,
wrestle.
get out the kitchen.
Right. If you cannot cook, you stay home. If you
Hey,
want to do all
hey,
the talking on the mic,
if you can't
come do
cook,
the
hop off the
podcast.
grill. So.
Right. And then, of course, the other opener, like I said, it was for the Unified World Trios Championship. Now, I did like this a lot. I was getting a little tired of the Acclaim Trios and the Bang Bang Gang, but this was a
Tell
fresh
me about it.
start to them. Now people are still kind of like this
Okay.
don't make sense. Oh,
I,
girl, go ahead.
I, I was gonna ask you, how do you personally feel about being unified? Because I'm a little bit negative on it, only because the Ring of Honor Trios title has been like a very historically a very prestigious title. So
Right.
combining it, I
Right.
don't know.
I felt the same way because the between ROH, the trios, and the tag team championships, they all meant
Hmm.
something at ROH. That's what made ROH ROH.
Hmm.
And I get why they did it because you have more trios division in ROH than you do AEW. So if that's a way to have some of those guys showcased on AEW actual television, then I'm here for it. But I would like for it to have the same meaning that the ROH Trios Championship meant in ROH. So if they can have that same, which I feel like they can because it's Jay White is the Bang Bang Gang. But if they had that same prestige that they did in ROH as for the belts and they put it to AEW, it will make sense for me. But I get why they did it because, like I said, it's more trios instead of putting people together on AEW. It's actually more trios division in ROH that they have. So, but it was overall a great match between Action Andrade and Top Flight. I do love their dynamic as a trio.
That water bottle trick is that water bottle trick is getting. I'm used to it now, but at first I was like, it's one of those things where you're just like it's goofy, and then you're just it's you get used to it. It's like his thing, you know. I like Action Andrew. I just love their trio dynamic. Them three specifically. They're young high flyers, and
I think we need more. The deep throat.
Hey yo.
Hey yo, that was crazy.
Hey yo, that was crazy.
Hey.
The deep throat word. Action is running. When he did it the first time, I was like, okay, but then he kept doing it, and I'm just like, okay, that's his thing, I guess. Is that part of whatever? Okay. He's showing us what he can do with his throat. And then moving on to Dynamite, of course, they opened us with another surprise. It was the Double or Nothing Gauntlet match for a shot at the International Championship title at Double or Nothing. And it was some surprises. Now, this was kind of funny to me because the timeline had me dying because, of course, the participants was Jay White, Dante Martin, Penta, Kyle O'Reilly, Will Ospreay, Lance Archer, Commander, Jay Lethal. Now, when Jay Lethal came out, because I was looking at the timeline, people was like, okay, this is going good, and then his music came out, I was like, no, not him.
He's a good worker. I don't care.
Right.
He can grab. I don't give a fuck. He can grab.
Jay Lethal came out there, like the whole timeline, like simultaneously was just like, okay.
Nah. Oh, hell nah.
It was just like, we need more. Okay, who's coming out? Jay Lethal. Like, you can hear the crowd go from,
They just said this.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense. Well, Jay Lethal, to his defense, he's a great worker. He's a vet. So, you know, he was back there minding his business, catering, and they was just like, hey, Jay, just we need another person right quick. Okay. That's probably what happened. Yeah, and then so Will Ospreay ends up winning the Double or Nothing Gauntlet match, so he will end up facing Roderick Strong for the International Championship. Now, what do you think about that setup?
I think that's going to be a slobber knocker. I think that's going to Will always makes after going against Kenny at Forbidden Door, amazing. The Danielson match, generational. I think this is just match of the decade or the best match in the US, my opinion.
Right.
And so him versus Roddy is just going to be another slobber knocker, real hard hitting backbreakers, just, you know, the whole nine. But I need Will to win. And here's my reasoning. The international title has been, I don't know how I feel about how Roddy having that belt and he's not defending it internationally, you know. That's I think my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that title should be, you know, like fought against in the Indies and all sorts of locations, right? So having Will, who, you know, he'll wrestle it all over, you know, Rev Pro, wherever, I think that probably is best suited for him. And I don't want a title. I want the United Kingdom or Undisputed Kingdom. Laissez-faire, done. No more.
Yeah.
Asura.
Yeah, because it's like Orange Cassidy like left such a great stench on that title. Like he was wrestling it at Rev Pro. He was wrestling at different, you know, Even if he didn't go to them, they came to him, and he was still wrestling internationally. So I do agree with you on that. It's just like maybe everybody, like me personally, I feel like the Adam Cole injury kind of messed up everything what they had going for the Undisputed.
Why do you have to hop? Why do you have to bunny hop, man? There was no reason for him to bunny hop at that point.
I say that all the time. If I could go back in time and be like, Adam, don't make that jump. It's not worth it. Please don't make that jump. It's just MJF. Yeah. It's not. Please don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's just MJF.
It's just MJF. Do not make it, bro. Please. But yeah, so I do definitely agree with you on that. I can see Will Ospreay winning it, but if he do though, like it's gonna mess up people's quote unquote fantasy booking that they have for him for All In. They were saying that he was gonna.
But here's the thing. I think we have narrow lenses or narrow goggles, or buyer's remorse early on right now, because Okada joined recently and he got slapped a belt, and then we'll probably get onto it later, but with Willow and Mercedes, that whole stuff. I think with Will, I would want a long-term build to it, because we slowly picked up on it with Kyle Fletcher versus Swerve, so slowly we're going to probably knock down some of the Don Callis family. If they are going all in, okay, I makes sense. But I want Swerve to have personally, I want him to have a decent reign, a little bit longer than just all in.
Right. That makes total sense. So we had that, and then on Collision, we had the return of Ray Phoenix. It was Ray Phoenix versus, he's going to always be Black Taurus to me. I'm not calling him by that name. He is still
that's Black Taurus.
Mm-hmm. I'm not calling him no beast. Nothing. Triple A.
No beast more. Nah. Nah, Triple L, man. Fuck out of here. Smoking that Conan pack, man.
I seen Triple Mania Cardinals, like it was not worth my $20. I can't do it this year. I cannot. I hate it. Had tear in my eye.
Couldn't pay me to watch that shit.
Couldn't pay me to watch it. I'm like, it used to be fun. Now you got
whole bunch of hoopla.
Just a whole bunch of foolery. I don't know. But it was great to see Ray Phoenix. Welcome back, Ray Phoenix. We missed you. He got back to doing his original, like he never left. And like they say, Lucha Libre, luchadors, you cannot break luchadors. So, and everybody, a lot of people saw Black Cyrus in full go mode. And I keep telling you, as a big man, he is very good, like very, very good. I like seeing him when he was at AAA. He was like one of the top stars in AAA. Top rivalry for Vikingo in AAA. So I knew when I knew it was going to be real grass between them two, because they faced each other all the time, especially in AAA. They had a match, Triple Mania before. So they're familiar with each other. So it was very like a song dance with them. It's great dynamic. And Ray Phoenix took the win. Lucha Brothers, back in the tag division soon. So
yes, much needed.
I prefer seeing them versus Young Bucks, because like I say all the time, no, that's their main rivalry to me. It's always Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers. That's their connection. That's their that's not Young Bucks and FTR. No offense.
Yeah, not the bald and gun.
Eddie James said, when is Bandito coming back? He had got second surgery on his wrist, so he might not come back. Hopefully, probably fall-ish, winter-ish, but he had to have a second surgery on his wrist, which he got like a month ago. So it's gonna be some time. When he was lifting, it was Takashita, I believe, when he lifted him, and it, when he does this, signature one-handed lift, and it. It failed him. Poor thing. I miss Bandito though. He'll be back though. He's coming back. He's definitely coming back. And then also on Collision, another return. It was Roosh. She came back and he wrestled against a local talent called Martin Stone. And I say it all the time. I feel bad for whoever has the job to Roosh. Like, you got to tell Roosh wrestling is not real.
Hey man, him, Eddie Kingston, and that select group of gentlemen, they don't understand what is it a work or a shoot, you know?
Right. I always go back to when he wrestled Jack Perry, and Jack Perry jokingly said he had to go back there and ask her, "Hey, are we good? We good, bro? Did I do something wrong?" Because Roosh do not give a damn. He's his father's son. If you don't know La Batiste, I mean, he trained him that way. He trained both his sons that way, especially Roosh. Roosh is the oldest, so he know better. So if I was told I need the job to Roosh, I'm saying I'm sick. Listen, if he said, all right, your first day you have the job, I'm gonna be like the boys. I'm not showing up to no airport.
Hell no, Roosh? No.
Who?
Hey buddy, you could come in today. Who am I jobbing for? El Toro Blanco. Hell no. I'm hanging up on Tony immediately. Hell no.
Right. When they said he was in the Continental Classic, I know they was just like, who?
Man, I'd be sick to my stomach. Having to do a 15 minutes with Blanco? Oh, fuck.
So, but it's a great addition. I like to see Roosh. I seen on Twitter somebody said, oh, well, we'll get into it further on when we get our little fantasy booking with the champion. But moving on, of course, on Collision, it was the Grizzly Young Veterans, and I call them the British FTR versus the Acclaimed. And that was a great tag match, and they're a great tag addition to AEW. I don't know if they're officially signed to AEW yet. They didn't get the graphic yet, but I feel like they will eventually. So that was a great match between the two. Acclaim is back in the tag division as well. I thought, we weren't going to see them, but
I'm going to feel the fifth on that one.
Yeah, I would love for Anthony Bowens to go on his solo run.
Yes. Amen.
Because Max Caster,
he deserves it.
Yeah, Max Caster is so yeah, not too much on that, but British FTR, they did really, really great. This is I was familiar with their game, but I didn't too much care for their game. But they make a great addition to AEW for the tag team division, because the tag team division definitely needed some fuel, because last year it was just last year. So
yeah.
Moving on to Dynamite, Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree, Big Bill. Y'all are going to hate me, but this works. I'm sorry. Like it works. His whole delusion. I told y'all, whether you boo him, he's going to find a way to reinvent that. And he kind of hits the nail this time. In Big Bill's promo, that's the best I have heard him talk. That is the best I have heard him on the mic. So I'm sorry, y'all, but I feel like Chris Jericho might hit the win on this one. Now the song, the Learning Tree, the actual entrance song that he has, that it kind of bangs. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. What you think so far?
Man, I hate fucking Jericho, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. I hate this shit, bro. I hate this with the passion. I don't want to deal with that, man. I love Big Bill, but Jericho needs to retire, man. Get him. Hey, man, say hello to Stanford or something, man. Get ready to speak Connecticut, buddy. Whatever. Man, I'll be honest. I'm just done with after this hook shenanigans. So
I'm gonna just let it play out, because like I was just like everybody else when he came. I'm like, oh shit, here go Jericho, boo. But then when it got further into, I'm like, wait a minute. It was like the crowd did the same thing. Everybody went from boo to hold on, we might got something here. Hold on, this might. And then he's smiling all in his graphics now, so he's very delusional. Like he's hearing people's comments, so he's applying it to this character. So it's like you didn't cheered him once, you booed him. You shouldn't gave him no reaction at all, but y'all gave him a reaction, and you know he's delusional. So y'all gotta understand, Jericho's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. One thing about us, we are stubborn. Okay, we are stubborn. We're gonna make it work, whether you like it or not. We are so stubborn. You cannot tell us what we can't do. We're gonna show you what we can do. Okay. So I knew, and we got the same birthday date. So I knew I was just like, he's gonna find a way. And that's what exactly he's doing. That, and because he's treating the SCW championship like it's the actual AEW championship. He's smiling on the graphics. He's saying everybody backstage want his guidance after people saying they don't want his guidance. So like he's playing into it. He's not leaving. He don't want to go home to that lady, so he figured out a way so he can stay on AEW.
6, huh?
He don't. Look. We said it last week on the show. I've never seen a man purposely want to go to work. And we was like, the last time Jericho went home is when he had the little bit of bubbly run. That was the last time he went. He ain't been home since. He ain't been home in 4 years. They got to go where he go.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Since the bubbly, damn.
Don't like that lady. He do not like that lady. He ain't got no prenup or something. He probably like, I'm not trying to split the 50. I'm not trying to give her half. I'm not. So Jericho, just get an apartment. It's okay. You can get an apartment. You don't have to necessarily go home.
Yeah.
But he like, nah. She must got some shooters or something for him or something. I don't know.
Yo, Calgary shooters is crazy.
That is crazy. Hey, mama, that's my best friend. Hey. She must got, she was at the Capitol, so who knows? She must got them people like, if you leave me, I got him on deck. And he probably like, you know what? I'm stuck. Tony probably like, you can go home. I can't. I don't want to. If you check Jericho Instagram, he barely got pictures of her. You know how some people got pictures of their wives and their family, like you check Jericho Instagram, it's like a good 2.
I think if actively trying to avoid pictures of your old lady is funny as fuck, he really hate her guts.
He hate her guts. Like he said, on his birthday caption, because she showed up. Because he had a match on his birthday or whatever, and she showed up, and the caption was, "My family surprised me on my birthday. Happy birthday to me."
He was sick to his stomach for sure. He
was sick. Like, oh my god, he was sick.
Actually pulled up.
So we gonna I'm gonna pray for Jericho. Just I hope it ain't one of them situations like them. I look at a lot of what you call them the mysteries where they be killing like they lovers and stuff. I look at fatal attraction. What? I look at too much of those fatal attractions, so I hope it ain't no situation like that. Some people are crazy. You some people that you can't leave me. So hopefully it ain't no situation like that. I don't want to put that in the atmosphere. Okay, and then the main event for both Dynamite and Collision, main event, it was for the IWGP Championship. It was Jon Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs. And then also on Collision, it was for the AEW World Championship. It was Swerve versus Claudio. Now, the IWGP Championship match, it had the potential to be a great match to me, but it fell a little flat. And then, unfortunately, we did hear that Hobbs did gain an injury in that match. So he's going to be out. So we're going to wish him speedy recovery. I hate that happened because he was getting ready to be on his hot streak as well. So I can't really criticize that match too much because you could tell that Hobbs got injured mid-match and they did what they could. They, made it work for what it was. But for the Collision main event, it was, again, for the AEW World Championship, it was Swerve versus Claudio. Now, I did enjoy that match, their dynamic. And what did you think about Swerve versus Claudio?
See, that's an unconventional match that really like on paper it's like, that's an interesting match. And then when you actually see it, you're like, oh, they're cooking. They're cooking. So I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that match. Hobbs got, I think it was his knee, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
it was like a knee. Was it when he? I think it was when he hit the. Was it the? It was either the steel cage or the barricade, one or the
I think
other.
it's the barricade. I think it's the
Yeah,
barricade.
it was how he hit the barricade. I want to say, and you could tell like by his face, and he was kind of like lipping on it a little bit, but he was trying to finish through. And then of course Moxley, he was alert, so he just kind of alternated it a little bit to hurry up and finish up the match because you could tell
Yeah.
it was a lot of time, and within that match, he went into the ring post. Yeah, it was
Oh,
something.
that one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. The ring post. That's what it was. That was exactly what it was. So I hope you get well soon, Hobbs. He shall return, and it should be a good run for him. Again, a Swerve, a fighting champion.
Mm-hmm.
Drip counter programming. Drip is doing.
What's
Yeah,
Drip?
he want to do. He purposely did that because y'all know how he feels about Swerve. So
Oh,
whatever.
damn. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he purposely counter programmed it. So I'm gonna get on him after I get out of here because he did that on purpose. We're gonna do it Monday because she's gonna talk about Swerve, and I don't want to hear that. That's probably what he said too. That's
Fair
what he
enough.
said. Yeah, it's
I
okay.
do have a thing. I have a, I guess, quick fantasy book for Hobbs though. When he does come back, do an
Uh-huh.
excursion in Japan, a surprise excursion in Japan. Don't even show up to AEW. Come back in New Japan, and do like a 3 month run when he comes back healthy in New Japan. Just show up and like have a quick feud with one of the main guys in there, or Yoda Suji, man. Get him versus Yoda Suji, man. I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think Hobbs. I think having Will in the states and Fletcher in the states. I think we should have a couple more members of the Callis family go overseas, get their reps in over there. So, oh yeah, 1,000%.
right, right. And I also wouldn't mind seeing him in CMLL too, like
Ooh.
do
Mhm.
a lucha excursion.
Him versus
Somebody.
Echicero. Oh, him versus
Mhm.
Echicero. Oh, come on, man. That's ooh.
They would love him. They would love him out there in Mexico too. So I wouldn't mind seeing either or excursion. Excursions are good. Speaking of which, because that the end of Dynamite, Jack Perry, of course, attacks Tony Khan. He gave him the little hug. He looks so cute. And he attacked him with the Young Bucks and Okada. Can you please play the special Elite song for me?
Jam.
Evolution is a mystery, full of change that no one sees. Fox makes a fool of history. Yesterday, so long ago.
Shout out to Evolution. That BC was so funny when they was thinking that evolution is a mystery. But
We
yeah,
trolls and
Jack Perry. Listen, you could tell the excursion was a good thing for him. Like he cut the promo, and I said on Twitter, and I remember an interview that he said, promos give him anxiety. He gets real nervous because I'm one of the day ones when Luchasaurus was doing all the talking in their faction at one point in time. Before Christian came along, before he became under Christian's wing, and now he's still Jack Perry, but it's a different, like, we're seeing him involved not only as a wrestler but also as a young man because he's 26 years old. you know, some things, and I said it before, sometimes some things in life are meant to happen, and everything that happened at backstage at All In, it was meant for it. For all of this was meant for it to happen, because even when Christian got under his wing and stuff like that, it was still something missing. Like the potential was there. He could wrestle. Like, you know, he never missed in a pay-per-view to me. He always been a great in-ring wrestler. It was just always either the character or his talking. It was just like, it's just something he needs to work on, and he needs to fix it. And that happening, him going to Japan, because in Japan you got to do a lot of backstage talking. You have to talk a lot, and that helped him a lot. So seeing him, you know, you saw a glimpse of the old Jungle Boy when he was saying we're back in Daly's place, and then he switched his tone and his whole demeanor and just went straight to scapegoat. I was just like, oh my God, I'm seeing him develop into a star that we all wanted him to be, that we all knew that he could be. And what did you think of this angle? Because I thought it was just so funny, like the whole thing.
I love it. I love it. I've missed Jack Perry for a long time, since All In. I've missed him a lot. I'll be honest. Him, and it just felt weird. It felt weird being he was one of the pillars, I think. I don't want to say most underappreciated, but most upside with I guess few buy-ins from folk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of doubters. You know, MJF was just, you know, he was the best pillar out of the group. Darby is next in line, you know, having Sting as his mentor, so everyone is gonna flock to him. Sammy, I don't know, the redheaded stepchild. We're not talking about him, but I think Jack Perry is probably the most, like I said, the most high value, with a lot of people undervaluing him. So I love Jack Perry.
Yes, and I saw his dad. Like he's like Luke Perry, but in his own way, because you know he's wearing his dad's jacket, even though he got it sprayed. Sean said, I feel what Tony Khan did for Jack Perry was his way of saying he was sorry for suspending him. And I feel like that's the same thing too. Like he sent them to New Japan, and now he's with the Young Bucks. Young Bucks took him under his wing. So I do feel that same way as well. That's his, because he shouldn't have got suspended at all for, you know, he didn't do nothing to him. You know, he was the one that got attacked. But I get it, you know what I'm saying? But that was the best thing to happen to him, because during that 8 months, he was, as you could tell, he was in the weight room getting bigger. And then, of course, you could tell he's been training, because when he was in New Japan, you know, it was the in-ring was still there, but it got better. So I miss seeing Jack Perry. I cannot wait to see, you know, what they have in store for him in AEW, because he's officially on the roster page now. They added it to the website. So
it looks cold. That still picture looks cold. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't care either. We stand Jack Perry over here.
Oh, come on, we jack offs here, man.
We are jacking off.
Jacking.
Play the song, man.
Jack Perry, your bitch is too bad. Your dick is too big. Your aura is too powerful. You do everything too well. Your hair is too gorgeous. I'm in love with you, biggest of bros. I am a jack off.
Y'all go hear it every time.
Come on now.
So damn it, Kings, not again. Yes, I'm gonna play this. Listen, I told y'all I'm playing that song every time, every single time. Shout out to the Jackins in the chat. We are jacking out. If you listen, I'm only letting women become Jackins. If you a man, you had your chance. You should have came. You should have came when we told y'all. I told y'all Jack Perry he never missed in a pay-per-view regardless. He never missed in a pay-per-view. Like every Jack Perry pay-per-view match, he always delivered. He might not talk, he might not have a good character, but when that bell runs, Jack Perry's gonna give it his all every single time. Every time.
Is he the pillar that has the most opening pay-per-view matches? Like,
No,
I
it's
think.
out of him and Darby.
Ooh, Darby, you're right. Because I think the opening
Those are my
match.
favorite killers anyway. Darby Allin and Jack Perry's always been my two. The other two, they can fight over 3 and 4. They can fight over 3 and 4. It's always been Darby and Jack Perry. Those two was always like the baby faces of the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you wasn't, everybody was doing the Tarzan wave. So don't act like y'all wasn't doing it. Everybody was doing it.
Everyone was doing it.
Everybody was doing it. Y'all was doing the wave. Y'all better be quiet in the chat while I play it again. Okay, and then another update. After that, he said on the NFL not the NFL, but on Collision, Tony Khan will be out of AEW for some time. He will not be traveling, so it's going to be interesting. We're entering AEW without Tony Khan on the road. He's not going to be on the road, so it's going to be interesting. It's like he's letting his kid. It's just like, I don't know. He might go crazy because he's always there. So now he has to, because we know eventually he's going to end up being the owner of the Jaguars. So he got to do some shit on the NFL side. So, his daddy prepping him up. He's getting prepped up to be,
that next head of kin. So
yeah, he got to get ready for that. So he can't do two things at one time. So he gonna be out for some time. I don't know how long, but he gonna be out. He's getting ready to be the guy over the Jaguars pretty soon. His dad, that they've been talking about it. That's the rumor, but I mean, who else his dad's gonna give it to?
Exactly.
Of course it's gonna be fun. So he's getting ready.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that going on. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like, because, Kenny Omega comes on Wednesday, maybe Kenny Omega takes that GM role since he is injured, and that makes sense. Or what you think?
I think I saw this I was reading some of the things on the timeline. I hope it's true. I hope it happens. Like, I think his streams and stuff have been amazing. Personally, I love Street Fighter and him playing Street Fighter, right? So I think it's a swerve for him I think he's fully healthy. He's going to come back. The Bucks and the Elite are just going to beat the piss out of him. And we get a reunion. We get a reunion of the Hanger and Kenny.
Oh, if Hangman comes back, oh my God. Because I've been fantasy booking Jack Perry versus Adam Page, and for the AEW girlies, we was going crazy. We was like, oh yeah, if that happens, if you see a lot of women AEW girlies at whatever that match is, and when it's set up, just know that's because Adam Page is our daddy, and Jack Perry. So just saying,
shout out Hangman,
But AEW without active Tony Khan is going to be very, very interesting. So we'll see. I think this is him testing to see if they are able to go on without him, even though he's still going to be calling the shots, but they're saying that he's going to be doing it from Jacksonville. So, he's getting ready for that mantle down there. So we'll see how this goes. This is going to be a test. It's just like, he feel like he leaving his kids, even though they all the same age. Like, okay, I'm gonna trust y'all to do the right thing while I'm gone. We'll see how that goes.
I hope Kenny books it sick, like how they do Collision sometimes. Like they have like Shibata and like Danielson. I want Kenny to be like a sick booker. Yo, you want Hechicero versus fucking Osprey on a random Collision night or some shit.
Right.
When they get that shit going on. Ooh.
Sean said he did hire a new live director for AEW. That is true. He did.
And he picked up someone good. He picked up someone real good. That worked for the old the bull riding crew. So if you hire bull riding, be selling out. For those who don't know, if you're not from Texas, bull riding down here. Bull riding down here be selling out like hot cakes, man. So
Bull
they picked
Riding
up a
be
good
having
guy.
Bull Riding be having more people at that thing than AEW or WWE combined. So don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. All right, so on Rampage, of course, it was the parking lot fight with Chuck Taylor versus Trent Beretta. Of course, Trent takes the win, and then afterwards, he hits Chuck with he used the hammer, hit him against his ankle, which sparked more feud with him and Orange Cassidy because Orange Cassidy got so mad. We ain't seen no mad Orange Cassidy since he fought Moxley. So it's a different side of Orange Cassidy. So again, they're building to that feud. And then what was another interesting thing, Don Callis was scouting that match. So I mean, how
who's he
is that?
looking
So
for,
we'll see where that goes. Next thing, it was Big Bill versus Trevor Blackwell. Big Bill takes the win, and of course, Chris Jericho was watching that match. He looked impressed. So of course, we know that Big Bill is probably going to be in the learning tree soon. We don't know. And then Rampage main event, it was Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty versus Daniel Garcia and Shibata. And again, I keep saying it, and I say it time again. Shane Taylor Promotions is a great addition to the mid-card heels. I love Shane Taylor. I'm scared of him, but I love him.
Hey, I love. Yeah, he's a scary dude. But I saw him versus Low Key down here. Holy shit! I've never feared for my life.
Listen, I went to an indie match. It was him versus Brian Keith in a cage match, and I was just in them chops. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, STP, man. Shout out STP, man. And I'm glad that Lee Moriarty is with Shane Taylor Promotions because Shane really cares about like whoever's in that group. He really cares about their success. So having Lee join that group is very long term. I think it's gonna be long term fulfilling for everyone across the board and paying
right.
off
And
dividends.
then having Anthony Ogogo part of the commentary when they do their matches, it's money. It's like chef's kiss to it. It adds a great layer to it, and I feel like they're going to add probably one more person to their faction, which will make sense. And again, shout out to Shane Taylor Promotions because on the AEW Weekly merch sales, they are on the AEW Weekly. You know, people buying the Shane Taylor, the SCP shirt. So shout out to them. Of course, Daniel Garcia and Shibata takes the win. Shibata faces Jericho this coming Wednesday for the FCW title. I feel like Shibata might take an L. I don't know. Just Jericho, you never know. So
if he's a true worker, if Jericho's a true worker, he'd lose and be more delusional.
Nah, he's gonna win and be like, see guys, see everybody. All right, so ROH, it was I'm gonna give the ROH updates. I ain't gonna spend too much. It was episode 60. If you didn't miss it, Isaiah Cassidy from Private Party, he defeats Commander. Top Flight, in Action Andrade, they defeat Dark Order. Anna Jay, she defeats Allison Kay. Johnny TV defeated Will Austin. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, they defeated Manders and Calvin Takeman. Yuka defeated Layla Gray. The Undisputed Kingdom defeated the Outrunners, and I do like the Outrunners. I want to see them on AEW TV again. Taya Valkyrie defeated Laney Luck. Lance Archer and the Righteous. I do love this trios. I love them together. I wanted them together. I want them on Collision. Put them on Collision. But they defeated John Cruz, GPA, and Ren Jones. And Abandon. They defeated Nova. And ROH main event. He's always Black Tyrus. He defeats Blake Christian and AR Fox. So that was ROH episode 60. Make sure, if you didn't tune in, those was the winners and those was the losers and those were the people that was booked. Make sure you are subscribed to the ROH TV. I am subscribed to it. So, yeah, just in case you missed it, I always give the updates on the show.
It's worth.
Yeah, it's worth the money. All right, let's get into women business.
This is what you need to do. You need to stay out of women business.
If you a man, you raise your hand. If you have something to say about women's business, okay? So on Dynamite, you had Mina versus Anna Jay, and of course she was along with Mariah May. Anna Jay takes the L, but she attacks Mariah May from behind, and then Toni Storm comes running out to save her poor Mariah May. And then you had Serena Deeb. She comes out, she's looking like royalty, and she's picking up the AEW Women's Championship, and she's talking shit on the camera. She's just letting her know, like, my time is coming. I'm not playing with you girls. Y'all playing a little bit too much for me, and I'm about business. So you had that on Dynamite, and also Willow Nightingale's celebration was also on Dynamite. She was celebrating and cut a great promo, by the way. This is probably one of my favorite promos from Willow Nightingale. She was interrupted by Mercedes Moné when Mercedes came out, and again, another great promo, I feel like, by Mercedes. I know that's not her strong suit, but she did pretty good with this. And they used the New Japan women's title that happened last year. They're using that to the storyline because, Mercedes was injured after the match with Willow Nightingale, and Willow brought that up. So the drama is there, the story is there, and they're doing a great job picking it up. And again, this is probably one of my favorite Willow promo. She's letting you know, like, I respect you as a wrestler, but I'm champion. I can do this. I'm coming. Like, the confidence came out. She got aggressive when she needs to be, but she's still a great baby face. And that's what makes her one of my favorite baby faces in wrestling. Like, she still has a spunk, but she let her know, but that spark of that baby face is still in the presence of her. And then, of course, Mercedes thought that she grabbed her, and she ended up slapping Willow Nightingale, and it caused like a whole riffraff in the ring. Now, we know that it's set up for Double or Nothing Mercedes versus Willow Nightingale for the TBS champion. I already know that it most likely Mercedes is going to end up winning that title due to it being a TBS champion. It makes sense because, of course, Warner Media, she's trying to do her acting thing. And, it kind of makes sense. I wouldn't mind Willow having a longer reign, but it wouldn't surprise me if, she ends up losing to Mercedes. What do you think overall, like, between these feuds between the two ladies?
This is a very special moment in AEW history. I think not only is Willow one of the natural baby faces, she is like a workhorse. Like, she's in CMLL, she's in New Japan, hopefully at some point Stardom. If my hope for this title reign for her is, if it's going to be short, it's going to be a fighting short, where she beats the piss out of a lot of these women, and hopefully, my hope, Willow versus Camille at some point.
Oh, so
Camille is
Camille fan?
Mm-hmm. I was a Camille fan after I saw her against Layla Hirsch. I was like, she can cook. Like, that's a.
I gotta be open to it some more, because I saw her in a match when she was wrestling for the Reina de Reinas championship at AAA, and I kind of was just like, I don't know if she wrestling in slow motion. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. But I'm open to anybody, so maybe she try it again, and maybe it'll be different or whatever. But the match I saw, I was just like,
It's all right. Yeah, but no, but overall, I think Willow has earned that title easily, and giving her a reign that is a fighting reign gives more credence to the TBS title. I think when Mercedes wins it, so that it's elevated even more. Like, damn, you got to be the best of the best to be up here,
right. And then moving on to where was I? Oh yeah, Collision. Again, the professor, Serena Deeb, woman of 1,000 hoes. She had a backstage message for Toni Storm, you know, again, letting Toni, because she's the next contender up for the AEW Women's Championship. And I feel like that will be set up for Double or Nothing as well. She just letting her know, like, hey, I'm coming for the title. Y'all, you know, all of this acting that you're doing, I'm not acting. I'm about that action. So I like Serena. I feel like Serena versus Toni will be a great matchup. It will be a great, definitely a great
match.
It will be a great match because I've called Serena Deeb. She's like the female Bryan Danielson. No, and I want to say Zack Sabre Jr. because she knows.
Ooh, yeah, holds, yeah.
She can, like, she will fold you up in countless ways, and then of course it was you know, Toni Storm ended up having a match against Anna Jay for what Anna Jay did on Dynamite. Of course, she was accompanied by Mariah May and the Luther. And again, Anna Jay, I love what I'm seeing out of her. She's getting better each time, and she's, you know, showing that she wants to work. So she's getting booked like Sky Blue was at one point. Like we always saw Sky Blue either at Rampage or Dynamite. We always see her. So seeing you know, Anna Jay, she's booked on ROH, she's booked on Rampage, she's booked on Collision, she's booked on Dynamite. You can tell that she's trying to get better. She's taking this seriously. And I applaud anybody that wants to get better, that wants to work, and that wants to keep trying. And that's what she's doing because she's a lot better than she was last year. And I see, you know, it's still some work to do, but seeing what she was last year to this year, there was a lot of heavy improvement. Toni Storm picks up the win with that match. And on Rampage, we had Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. Now, this is a non-title women's storyline because they've been having conflict with each other ever since they was part of that tag team match when it was Mariah and Toni versus her and Thunder. And there was conflict. So we have a non-title women's story going on between Thunder and Deonna. And it looks like Deonna is turning heel, which fits her perfectly because I didn't like seeing her as a babyface. It was a little bit boring to me.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's boring because I'm like, you a heel, be a heel. And Thunder Rosa, she's like a babyface, but she's like a badass babyface. Like I don't expect Willow type of babyface. I expect I love you, but I'm gonna respectfully beat your ass. That's what I get out of Thunder Rosa. And she a Texas girl, so you know how we get down.
Come on now, and Thunder Rosa. For those who don't know, if obviously you know a lot, I don't know what your audience primarily is located at, but in Texas, she is the queen down here. She's been like repping women's wrestling for the longest. Like if some of the indies, she's probably trained with. So you know, shout out Rosa.
She and we talked about it last week, how essential Thunder Rosa is as far as Texas Indies wrestling, especially for the women in wrestling. She is definitely one of the pillars and cultivates a lot of people, especially that comes through Texas. I have sponsored a few of her events before. I have met her once. Very sweet lady, very nice. She's very passionate. She loves the game. And one thing just about Thunder Rosa, she is, you know, she's one of those that is very, with the whole situation with her and Britt Baker. And I was like, that's because people don't understand her. She is one of those people, like, I don't mind wrestling with you, but if you're not picking it up, you're gonna irritate me. That's just how she is. Yeah. She's just like, you know, I'm not with that, catty shit. I'm here to work. I don't got time to be playing these type of games. I mean, like, she's straightforward. She's a straight shooter, and that's what people kind of miss. You know, they don't understand as Texas women. We come off as probably to y'all as aggressive, but the whole thing is just like we love what we do, and we ain't here for the games. We here to wrestle. We're not here for none of that. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here with this clique shit. Like, I'm not here about none of that. I'm here to wrestle. And you know, she gave Britt Baker her best match. Yeah. She did pretty well with Toni Storm. Like another great match with Toni Storm for her feud. Like, she not here for the bullshit. And that's, you know, it might come across as rude or something like that, but she's here about business, and that's what Thunder Rosa is. She just here about business. She too old for that shit. Like, I'm not here for all of that. I'm here to wrestle. I'm here to do my job. You want to call me mean and stuff, whatever, but I'm here to wrestle, okay? And that's what she's about. So y'all better get off of that. I love Thunder Rosa. You can never make me hate her, ever. I was on her side. You can never make me hate her. So that was women business. So AEW women division, I love what I'm seeing out of them. They have improved tremendously. Out of that raft, out of that, we saw a lot of botching going on, and this and this and this, and they have came a long way. They're adding, some Joshi stars and things like that. So I'm loving what I'm seeing out of women business. Keep it up. More non-title storylines and stuff like that, and we bow. So now let's get
Sorry, I was gonna say, if you can't cook, get off the grill, man, because
get out the
you're gonna be left behind. You're gonna be left behind, especially in the women's division coming. I miss Jamie Hayter so much. I need her back ASAP because that storyline with Tony, oh my God, it's gonna feed generations.
Most definitely. Now, speaking of getting on the grill, so the main topic again, the title, Real Grass or Go Home. We are in the Swerve Strickland era, whether you like him or not. This is the Swerve era. I say it's the Swerve era because he is the AEW champion. He is the face of AEW right now. And what he said in this promo, one of the things that kind of stood out to me, he said, AEW has set people in front of me and I've knocked them all down. Like, that's just letting you know what he's about. He's about serious business. So he's setting the tone for how AEW will be for the summer. And we know during the summer, fall, AEW, that's when they're the hottest. Like, everything is ever like bang after bang after bang after banger is when they are hot. And who determines the champion at the time? That's when it's hot. Now, when MJF, he was the champion at the time where AEW is usually hot, and then you saw how the shit was going, because every time they have a champion, it sets the tone for how AEW goes. When Moxley was champion, things was picking up. When Kenny was champion, things was picking up. Even Adam Page, the small title, the small reign that he had, it was still picking up. Even when CM Punk was, it was getting there before the injuries, and then when MJF gets
we don't talk about the Pepsi man. That man don't count.
The sober Hogan, when he had the belt, things was just, the champion at AEW, it don't even have to be at AEW. It can even be at WWE. Whoever the champion is, it sets the tone for the company. And he's coming out the gate fighting. He's coming out the gate letting you know what time it is. Like, so that's why I'm saying we're in a real grass or go home era right now because Swerve Strickland is the champion. Now, this week we'll find out who Swerve will face at Double or Nothing. And I do not have the bracket, but who do you think will be his first actual challenger at Double or Nothing?
I hope this person is healthy. And if he is, I don't know, then I want him to be the first challenger. Keith Lee.
Okay, because that is a story there. It is a story there. Cujo said Christian.
Christian Cage. I can see it. I can see him coming back as wanting to be in the world title scene.
But they got to go by the rankings, and I don't have the rankings with me. If you in the chat, who is the next up in the rankings? If you just put it in the chat for me, because I sure did not look over the ranking. I want to say, who is the first? I'm waiting on him to speak, or my producer. Whoever is next up in that ranking is going to be. They haven't updated. Let me see if I can find the old one. Oh, they haven't updated it.
Okay.
See, they don't need to be saying they bringing it back up if they're gonna be doing this.
Yeah, but for me, ideally, technically, yeah. But for me, yeah, I think it would be. I would hope to be Keith to just be based on the historical significance, of them two as a tag, and just that whole story.
Yeah, it's something there. So I think it's Orange Cassidy into. I don't see Orange Cassidy because he got to deal with Trent right now. He got to deal with Trent. So I don't. I think Orange Cassidy is out. He already faced Claudio. So and then Will Ospreay is facing Roderick Strong. So that he's out.
So,
Hmm.
well, if we're
Plus, they come out the gate
continuing
with
the
Jack Perry.
with who?
Jack Perry.
Ooh.
They just come out the gate with it. I mean, because he did say the people that attack Tony Khan bitches. He did say that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, he said it's Danielson.
Damn.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a slobber knocker. Oh, that's a slobber knocker matchup. Oh shit.
Ooh, Danielson. Okay. All right.
If you're doing off that, Danielson will be a hell of a first. Oh.
All right. Just to lose again, though, that's crazy.
Yeah, hey, he's not he's he's a
That is
sicko like that.
Danielson, or I could see them probably putting Jack Perry in.
Just yeah, I can see
Because
it.
I mean, he is like he's with us, we can do what we want type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they come out the back with Jack Perry.
Or maybe because I saw I think what's the guy's name that does Fightful? What's
Sean
dude's
Ross.
name? Yeah, yes, Sap. Son Sap. I think he's talking about Shelton Benjamin having halted plans
Because I
because
think he
a
was
certain.
supposed to be Hobbs.
But
That's what they saying.
maybe Swerve versus Shelton.
Ooh. But for the championship though?
Hey, just to set the tone that hey, if we're talking all real graps are going home, Benjamin can grab with the best of them.
Yeah, I know that. I was
And
just like,
that's
but I'll be like, that don't but why? How we get here to here? That's why I'm like,
that is something that the folks over there get paid the big rigs for big bucks for. But that would be a good one for me. I think that'd be a hell of a match in general, but also a good way for him to join.
I'm like either Jack Perry, Danielson, and Jalen said probably Hangman.
See, I'm tired of Hangman Swerve, man. Allow them two are connected
Yeah, let
together.
them breathe a little bit. Let them
Yeah.
breathe. Let them breathe.
Like,
So either Jack
if we do
Perry.
it now, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I think right now the juice ain't worth the squeeze no more if we run it back again with the hanger,
Mm-hmm.
So.
We gotta let that breathe, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Let it breathe. I would say it's either Jack Perry or let me see who else will make a great. We gotta think. You gotta make a great double or nothing, not just a Dynamite or Collision. We're talking double or nothing.
Double or nothing, like a pay-per-view match.
And this is their champion, so we gotta have ass in seats. So I'm thinking either Jack Perry, Danielson, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, those two are really good ones. Danielson is gonna put butts in seats in general, so.
Yeah, Jack Perry is 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Perry is 2. Hangman probably not coming back till June, July. I don't see him until coming back in summer. He's being a dad right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's being a dad. So, Christian is not a bad idea either. who knows? They got a lot of talent back there. You never know.
Mhm.
That's the thing. You never know. But again, Swerve Strickland, he's setting the tone for AEW. It is real grass or go home. If you any wrestler that you like or your fave or whatever, you know, people that you keep asking, where is such and such, where is such and such? If they not coming with it, just stay home, okay? If they not coming with, you know, we you know, if you doing that basic move sets and you don't feel like wrestling or you want to do a bunch of talking and not want to, we're not in that era no more. It is real grass or go home. We have a champion that is real grass or you going home. So it's a lot of talent that he can do. It's a lot of feuds you can do with Swerve. An interesting story that I said that you could probably do is, you know, people, I still say that Swerve manipulated everybody to thinking he's a babyface when he's still, in my eyes, a heel because of the story between him and Hangman. They could easily have his past catch up to him because he has done a lot of things in AEW before he got to this point, and he just thinks that everything is all good.
Yeah.
Good because, you know, he wants the belt. But what happens when your past catches up to you, you know? You've done some things to some people. So let's see, maybe they'll do, you know, they'll probably use that. You never know. So
that's where
here.
that's where I see Keith Lee coming. You know, your past coming back to haunt you. Keith Lee would be a great spot for there. So, but I don't know if he's healthy or not. So hoping the man is.
Yeah, I don't know how his health is up and down with him. I don't, you know, his health is first. I want people to be healthy. I don't want people to.
Yeah, amen to that. You know,
I'm pretty certain if Darby wasn't, you know, hurt and
that would have been a good one.
It would have been his first feud because of how he did Darby first. That was like his first victim. But you know, people want to get hit by. If you know that you're on a boot, what is you doing crossing the street? You know New Yorkers are rude. What is you doing trying to cross the street and you on a boot? You can't walk fast enough. Like, Darby, please stay. Like,
what was you
Darby's
thinking?
safer in the ring than he is at home. That is crazy.
Yeah, how you take a fucking glass bump through like 20 feet and make it out fine and then just get clobbered by a bus?
All he did, he said he took a step and that bus hit him. I'm pretty sure God like,
ooh,
AR5.
hang on.
I forgot about AR5.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yo, running back the old Lucha Underground days. Ooh, you cooking on that one.
Shout out to Malik. He good sometimes. Sometimes I be having to frustrate him sometimes on here. He'll say some off the wall stuff. That's a good one, Malik. I would give you a thumbs up for that.
Yeah,
that's a great one. That's a great one, child.
That checks off all the boxes too. Yeah.
AR5 would be a great pick. But yeah, but it gotta be double or nothing though. Not that's what I'm saying. Like it has to be worth of people wanting to go.
True. They're not a lot of people gonna be like, "Who's Dante Fox?" You know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's my only thing. I'm like, it has to like. We got Will Ospreay and Roger Strong. We got Mercedes and Willow. Now they're about to book Swerve and whoever. So, you know, we got to get people buying them tickets. So you can't just book something that we can see on Collision or we can see on Dynamite. So that's why I'm like, they might pop it off with Jack Perry. So.
Good deal.
All right, y'all. So before we get out of here, Brother Soon, who is your wrestler of the week?
Mine this week would have to be Mr. Daniel Red Death Garcia.
Woo!
Man, that man, I love his progression, and him tagging with Shibata it's something warms my heart about that, you know. And I think it's the fact, especially that they main evented against Shane Taylor and Moriarty. I think that dynamic also. I think the dynamic of Moriarty and DG it's just something special. They cook every time. So
Right.
shout out DG, man. That's my guy, man. I love DG.
And my wrestler of the week, I'm gonna have to get it to Ray Phoenix this week. Ray Phoenix
Okay.
returned to AEW, and he did the spot where he was walking on his back and did the kick. I thought that was really cool. I'm a sucker for Lucha Libre. I love Lucha Libre and I love Ray Phoenix, so it's good to have him back. So that is my wrestler of the week. You have any announcements, Brother Soon? Give the people where to find you and where to watch, tune in to what you have going on and everything. Let the people know.
Yeah. So I am a Twitch streamer at twitch.tv/TooSoonOfficial. I have a podcast for wrestling called the Pegasus City Saints with my buddy Shad Miller. And if you are in the DFW Metroplex, I am also a youth basketball coach if you have some kids. So I'm always a DM away. What's up?
Is it girls and boys?
Yes, ma'am. Girls and boys.
Okay,
So the PSA Plano.
I would have to definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna see.
Okay. There you go. Good deal.
Mine's that. Well, my daughter, she likes soccer, but I think my oldest might like that though.
There we go.
Make sure y'all tune in every Monday, All Elite with Keeks. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter, of course. Subscribe to Public Enemies notification. I'm here every Monday. Next month it is May. It will be my 3rd anniversary of All Elite with Keeks. Y'all know during Double or Nothing, that was when I started the whole All Elite with Keeks. So May is gonna be so much fun. We're gonna do it big. Make sure you tune in. Thank you, Brother Soon, for joining me. Thank you.
Thank you, Keeks.
It's been fun. We saw you grilled up and great takes. And make sure you guys support him. Y'all follow him. I have tagged him on stuff, so make sure y'all follow him. Give him a follow. He is a AEW fan. He is a Jack, and especially if you're a Jack, make sure y'all follow him. And play the Jack Perry song one more time before we get up out of here.
Come on.
Jack Perry, your bitch is too bad. Your dick is too big. Your aura is too powerful. You do everything too well. Your hair is too gorgeous. I'm in love with you, biggest of bros. I am a jack off.
Jesus, Ladarius Christ. Yeah, I play it all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Again, catch me next week. I don't have a guest next week, so it'll be just me again. Back to usual. Y'all have a great night. Thank you again, Brother Soon, for coming in, hit my getaway music so we get up out of here.
First of all, there's no such thing as white-collar crime. And there's definitely no such thing as black-on-black crime. Crime is crime. Let me explain something to you. I don't care if you have a white collar or a tank top. If you rob me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.